I'm really happy to start with the first podcast with for me, one of the best players in Europe, but also a great person. We are together for 5 years, and I have a chance to know him quite well. And with us is Toko Shengelia uh, from CSKA Moscow. Toko, welcome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the nice introduction. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Like you said, it's our 5th year working, so that means that I like to be here, and many more years to come, hopefully.
Yeah. I would like to start from the beginning with your childhood. If you can take us through first years of how did you start with the basketball? Who have the most impact on you through those years?
Yeah, I was very young. I was like 7 years old, I think, when my parents gave me on my birthday the first basketball, and I was carrying this ball everywhere I go, every room I go, outside, inside. In the streets, I always had this ball with me. I was always dribbling, but never professional, not yet. Professional, never with the official, my first official practice was, my father was playing in Hungary, so that's when I start to...
So your first basketball steps start in Hungary?
Yes, in Szombathely.
But your mom and dad are also from basketball. They were also playing. So
yeah, both of them played. My mom used to play before she got married, and I remember her playing, obviously. But my father was an inspiration for me. I wish I could see him in his prime. I only saw him when he was toward more on the retirement, and nothing that every opportunity I had, I was trying to go to the games. I was trying to absorb. I was trying to learn everything, not only from him but from everybody, And then I had the opportunity also go with him when he was playing outside of Georgia and see the other style of basketball, and that's how I evolved and how my passion evolved with to play basketball.
So who had the most impact on your game in your childhood? Your dad?
My father, yeah.
What was some of the best advices that he gave you back then, if you can remember?
He always gave me the same advice. He tells me that the basketball is a simple game, and you don't have to think about it much. You have to think it, but don't overthink it, because when you overthink it, everything slows down. But trust your instinct, and trust your gut and the preparation, because if you prepare good, and you know that you're gonna be ready, so then everything's gonna be fine. So don't overthink it was his best advice for me, because it's still working, because you can tell every time I overthink, my game is different, and every time I trust my instinct, my game is on another level.
Do you see this advice differently now? How is it than back then?
I understand more now. When you're professional, now you would see the differences in the details, differences in the split of the seconds. And so when I said that when you overthink, everything is slowed down, you lose this split-second advantage that you should have when you go with the instinct. And when you're a kid, you don't really realize, okay, he's telling me this, but you don't really know what he's meaning, But now
it stuck with you.
Yeah, it stuck with me, of course, because he's always telling me. Because when he watches the game, he understands that he tells me he knows when I'm overthinking and I'm not. So
you said that back then you were all the time with the basketball. Can you explain more?
It was something that almost part of my body, I don't know, when even on the summer times when we didn't have school, I would spend, most of my hours of the day, 8-10 hours in the neighborhood, in the street with my friends, and Doesn't matter what we did, we played or we talked or we, I don't know, hang out. I always had the ball in my hands. I don't know. And,
Would you say that because for your size you're really skilled,
yeah.
you know, and I think this is a big advantage for you. You think this is one of the biggest things that impact on your skills, spending that much time with the ball?
Probably, yeah. And also one of the biggest things was that before I left to Spain, so before 15 years old, I was playing as a point guard. I did not grow a lot, so they put me on the point guard and
How tall were you back then?
185, somewhere like this. And
But this is okay height for, let's say, 13, 14-year-old kid.
yes, but like you could tell that all my teammates were growing, and I was not. And my parents.
Were you frustrated because of that?
Yeah, more because like everybody was expecting me to grow because my father is taller than me, my mom is pretty tall, and like everybody's growing and not me. And I was like,
Did you do some stretching?
yes. My mom all the time after every practice, this how you call Swiss wall, or how you call this with the letters.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I was holding the, I don't know, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and I remember one time I was 5 minutes there. You know, and yeah, I mean, but in the end of the day, I think everything happens for a reason. You know? So if I grew, maybe they would put me in the center position right away, and I would not have the skills. So.
What would your, because I can see that you have a lot of tall kids, and right away they put them under the basket. What would your advice be to them or to coaches in that case?
I mean, in a coach's perspective, maybe I could understand that if the tallest guy you have in your team, you're not gonna have 12 point guards or 12 guards. You know, you gotta put someone under the basket. But also, then you gotta know what's your goal. Is your goal to win a youth championship, or is your goal to give these kids a bright future? You know, so I think that you could do both. You know, you could especially you have to analyze how tall he's gonna grow, more or less. Nobody knows, but you know, like if you see their parents are tall, then okay, you could be more comfortable to put them in under the basket, and you know they're gonna grow. But if you see that okay, he's just grown now, but he's not gonna grow much, then you're gonna help the kid to develop his skills. Even though you wanna put him under the basket right now, you're still gonna put the extra work and help them to develop. If they don't, in case they don't grow, they should be able to have these skills in their backpack so they can pull it up. You know?
But let's say that you're a coach and you know that this kid will grow. You would put him under the basket, or you would still try to give him
No, of
other
course.
options?
Oh, of course, both options, and even sometimes I would try. I would start from the practices, and then maybe I will try on the games. It depends how it goes. I would try to put him on the point guard. I would try to put him on the guard. You know, just alternate, because nowadays basketball you can see the Giannis is Toko, he's playing as a point guard. He's what almost 7 feet, or if not 7 feet, and Jokic playing point guard, Bol playing point guard. You know, like so. I think these skills when you're a kid, you should, because you're learning so fast, you should learn as much as you can, and then when you go close to be a pro, then you will develop automatically which direction you're gonna go. But you should be able to choose, you know. But if you only have one skill under basket, or if you only know how to dribble and don't know anything else, you know, like it's not gonna help you much.
Yeah, so when you're a kid, it's definitely the best to do everything.
Everything, yes, everything, and also
when,
I think
when you were a kid and you say you play a point guard, but did you also did some skills on low post under the basket?
not really, but not really, but like okay, these moves that I have, for example, spin moves or something like. To be honest, like nobody teach me this, you know, like it's something that I have naturally, because I also like to use spin move from the top when I was attacking, and something that the feel for it is got developed, you know. And what also helped me playing as a point guard was vision of the court and passing abilities, you know. So that's what I want to say, that even when you're a kid and you're a point guard, you don't have to only work for your shot or only work for your dribble. You also need to be able to pass, you know, and to see the floor and defend. So I think you should know what your strength is and make it stronger. You should work on your weakness and make it stronger as well, you know. So that would be my advice.
6 years in Baskonia. I know we talk about that a lot. You definitely went there to win titles, and you could not finish the better way, winning ACB championship. But can you take us through the journey through all those 6 years, the struggles that you have, the challenges that you have?
Yeah. So my first year, I signed with them. I'm not in the rhythm of the game shape because I have not played 1 year in NBA. You know, like okay, I play some games, but nothing in the game shape. You know, and I was coming in, and I feel like everybody was expecting me to be that guy. Oh, he's coming from NBA, and he's gonna be that guy. You know, in the first year. But then something happened in the national team. I twisted my ankle really bad, and I came in injured. So I needed like 2 months to get back. So this also pulled me back. So I really start, if not from zero, from the minus, you know. And but I still was feeling this pressure, not from outside, but I put this pressure also for myself that okay, everybody's expecting me to do this, so I need to do this. So then I was forcing it. Then things even got worse, you know, like and like. It was a big struggle my first year coming back in Europe, you know, and second year was a little bit better, but still, you know, like still was not myself. I was not happy with how I was playing because I knew how I can play, but I was not there yet, you know. And then from the third, fourth, fifth year, I tried to make the peace with myself and said, listen, I signed now 3-year contract, and okay, let's relax and, you know, like make a plan and let's work for it, you know, because I felt like when more pressure I was putting on myself, the more anxiety I get, then worse the things was going, you know. So then I tried to relax and try to be more tactical in my preparations, and then little by little, I don't know, I got respect from the coaches, I got respect from the organization as well, and then my role got bigger and bigger every year, you know, and then I became a captain, and there was a whole nother role that I took it as a challenge, and from there, like I said, I still had that responsibility to be the best, and because of that responsibility, I was doing always extra work, you know, and because I wanted to be an example. Because when you're a leader, I don't believe leaders just by a voice. You know, I think you should lead both. But I'm more of an example guy. You know, so I wanted to show everybody that I'm not the leader just because they give me a status of the captain. You know, I want to be a leader that I want to lead this team to win championships. You know. Unfortunately, we just won one during these 6 years.
But as we talked, you said that because all the ups and downs, it's even sweeter because so many years.
So many years, man, and you have so many opportunities to win. Okay, you have Euroleague, you have ACB, you have Kings Cup. You know, you have a Super Cup before season starts, and like. Nothing, you know. In my 6 years, I played one Kings Cup because of the injuries or because of we could not qualify, and injuries that was not also that big, but it happened right in that moment that I couldn't play the Kings Cup, and something also bothered me. I just played one game in the Kings Cup, and we lost this game against Barcelona. And all these things, then we lose in the finals. Then next year of the finals, we lose against Zaragoza in the first round. That we thought the next year was going to be the year, and then we lose against Zaragoza in the first round. And all these things, it add up, and it was like big struggle. And then this Corona time came. Also the big struggle for not only for me or for my team, but for everybody, And then we need to adjust. When we decided we gotta play, we need to adjust. I don't know. We had just 3 weeks to prepare, out of 2 months of sitting at home. But we didn't sit at home. Our coach Dushko gave us a lot of tasks, a lot of challenges. We were practicing a lot at home, and this also helped us,
You stay in the rhythm, you stay focused,
yes,
prepared.
yes, but this was not easy, this was not easy definitely, because you're doing twice a day workouts at home, like at one point it gets like mentally annoying, and physically we're like, okay, what are we doing? We don't even know if we're gonna play or not, but like Dushko said,
I really like this one.
yeah, Dushko said, if to the suffering you give the purpose, then it becomes a pleasure. And I wish he said that before, so we would change our mentality before. But he said it in the very end. But he's right, and that's what happened, because in the end of the day, when we arrived to the finals, we were like, listen, we deserve this, because I was sure. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I was sure that out of those 12 teams, we were the one who worked the hardest. I was so sure, because I was also talking with other teams, like the players.
I remember when we talked, you say, if we start this championship, we're gonna be the best prepared team.
Yeah, and that's how it was, because like I said, we worked the hardest, and we deserved it. And there was a thing that before a game, the finals game, it was like, listen, we're here for a reason, and the reason is to win this, and we work for this. And you better believe we deserve this, So they gave us a lot of confidence as well, because we knew we were prepared to fight till the end, because Barcelona is one of the best teams right now in Europe, and they had so big bench, long bench that all of them all of the players are like important players, And we knew that if we want to win, we need to be physically prepared for a 40-minute or plus battle, plus minutes battles. But that's how we were, mentally and physically. And that's what happened. Thank God that we won the game, and in the end, like I said to you before, that it's worth it, and everything made sense for me.
I cannot forget when we talk about those 6 years and all the struggles and challenges that you went through. But you said that you never doubt into positive result after that.
Yeah. Also, it's never a good time for injury, right? But for me, almost every injury happened to me was when I was in my top shape, when I was feeling great, I was feeling amazing, and then bam, and you go back to zero, square one. And that was like mentally, it was like very, very challenging. It didn't only happen once or twice, it happened like multiple times.
Probably a lot of people doesn't know that you have a broken nose for 4 times in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my nose was broken out. I had to play almost full year with the mask, and the 4th time they broke my nose in the very last game also. And it was like, maybe for someone his broken nose is something that, okay, whatever. Also, like it's a nose, but it's by the protocol you cannot play, because if you get hit again, then it's a problem, So I was in and out, and but I never doubt myself. I never doubt the plan of the God. I never ask why. I knew that everything happens for a reason, and this reason was something greater than I could think or I could imagine, you know. And like I said, when we won this championship on my last day as a Baskonia player, I couldn't have asked for a better ending for my chapter in Baskonia, you know. So.
Yeah.
So I told you, one of my good friends said, if you make the movie about this and I know your story and the movie finished like this, I would say like it's too much Hollywood.
Hollywood.
So it's really happened like this, and I never doubt. I'm a religious guy, so I never doubt the plan of the God, and I never ask why. You know,
but it's interesting. A lot of people have ideas to succeed, to make some story, and they probably see you as a really successful player, but a lot of people doesn't understand how many things come with this. You know, not just good things, but as you said, a lot of struggles, challenges on the way to the top.
Yeah, and struggles and challenges are not only in the injuries, or you know, like it comes a daily basis. Every practice, one practice, if you are out, you're like mentally it's tough for you. You know, like 2 practice, 3 practice. You know, then you don't have a good game. You go home, and it's like it's a thing you think about it. The next game you have a little bit more pressure to play better. You know, and then if you don't play better, it's also. So these mental challenges are like on a daily basis, and it's like stressful if you're not mentally strong. You know. And some people just think that they just need to put the ball in the basket, you know, and that's it, and they're getting paid and this and that. And
but how do you deal with those challenges daily? Where's your focus?
I mean, like I said, you need to trust yourself. I think you need to relax first. You don't have to panic, because you need to find the problem. And once you find the problem, then you can find the solution. You know, so I think you need to sit down, watch the game, or if it's a practice, you have to analyze why. You know, like why this, why that. And once you find that why, then you know how you know what is it. Then you know you gotta make a plan to figure out how to deal with it. You know, and it's gonna be maybe a little bit longer process, maybe a little bit shorter process. But in the end, you gotta know that you're gonna figure out your way back. And for me also, that my family helps me a lot. Whenever I come from a bad game or bad practice, my kids and my wife, like, it stays out of my house, these struggles, you know. And my mind got fresher, my mind will get sharper, and then next day a whole different positive energy, you know. Because if I don't have this, and then, like I said, I'm overthinking sometimes too much, and I'm thinking about this 24 hour, 48 hour, you know, like, then it's become the big problem, you know. Then it's become the stress, and stress is bad for your body, you know, and it's a big like snowball. But like I said,
staying on this topic, what does the word professional mean to you?
I think word professional is you need to have responsibility, you know, because in the end of the day, if you don't feel this responsibility that you need to do something, sometimes there could be a week that you feel amazing, great, and you could say, okay, today I feel great, I don't need to work on anything, you know, like I feel the touch with the ball, I can shoot good, or physically I feel good. And tomorrow also I don't need to do anything because I feel good. But as a professional, you gotta know that it's something that needs to happen daily basis. You know, like it needs to be consistent, and you need to know that, okay, today you might feel good, or this week you might feel good, but what about next week? You know, like so you don't wanna have 1 step in front and 2 steps in back. You know, so you always want to keep moving forward. So when you talk about professionalism, for me, it also comes with a big responsibility. You know?
And as we talked, on your level is all about details. You know, all the players are working hard, are prepared, are good. You know, so those kind of things, small things matter.
It's not when you say professionalism. It's not only okay. I get up early. I go before practice. I stay after practice, and then I'm a professional. No. It's during these 24 hours, the way you eat, the way you drink, what you eat, what you drink, how much you sleep, how much you recover, how much time you spend to learn the game, analyze the game, how much time you spend to prepare for the next game. These things are professionalism, you know, like little details, because you cannot only just say, okay, I stayed after practice, I shoot 200 shots and I'm the professional. No. What you do after 200 shots, what you do after, you know, like tough practice, how you recover, you know,
through
like
the whole day. Yeah.
yeah, it's constantly, you know, like it's always. You need to be professional, like always. So that's what I'm saying. You need to be responsible, because you gotta know that if you do this, if you eat bad, you gotta feel bad, you know. So once you know this, then you're responsible to not eat bad, you know, like eat good. You know, if you sleep just 6 hours or 4 hours, you know you're not gonna feel with a lot of energy. So you should be responsible to not do that, you know. So.
You played in the NBA. What do you remember the most?
So many mixed feelings from NBA, you know, like lots of positive stuff. Especially I have opportunity to play with the players, like I had the teammates, you know, and play in the teams that like really on a high level, you know, and all good things came from that. But in the end of the day, you as a basketball player, if you don't play, these things stop to matter that much, you know, like you realize that you're in your dream, but you're not part of it. I don't know, you're not playing a role of it, you know, like you're just in your dream and watching from the bench, you know, like watching from the first row. And for me, when I get there, first 3-4 months, I was like very excited, you know, like, oh, I'm here, you know, like this, that, and everything, like the locker rooms, the facilities, the how way they treat you, it's amazing. It's on another level. But then the reality hits, then you're like, oh, but wait, I'm not playing, you know, like, and you want to play, and then the thing that upset me most was that didn't matter for me, like. Also, I think you have to be in the right time, right place. Okay, it doesn't matter how good a player you are or how bad a player you are. If you are in the right time, right place, you would have a chance. But for me, I think that time that team was not oriented for young players, and because of that, I would say that there was not the right timing for me or place for me to be there. You know, but the thing that upset me most was that I would do anything that I could. You know, practice 2-3 times a day. If they send me in the D-League, I would have a good game, come up, still nothing. So like it felt like doesn't matter what I did, it wouldn't change anything for me. You know, so that's the thing was the most frustrating. You know, because if you don't let me play, I would take the challenge and I would, like I said, I would analyze. Okay, in case that I wanted to play. And I had to play what I have to do, and then I would do all those things, and then I would play. But there, it seemed like didn't matter what I did, like it wasn't gonna happen. You know? So that was a little frustrating part. But other than that, it was amazing, to be honest.
Can you tell me, if you can tell me 3 most important things that separates the average player from a professional player on a top level? What would the 3 things be that they need to adjust or change, maybe?
Yeah, so one of them is definitely consistency.
Okay.
Because doesn't matter how hard you work, if you just work for 2 months,
Yeah.
you're good for 2 months, you know.
Okay.
But if you're not consistent every day and yearly, then it's that's why like great players, like when you hear the story of Kobe, MJ, like those guys, you could tell that they were consistent,
All the
like
time.
all the time, same. Doesn't matter. They had 81 point
Summer,
game or
winter.
another. Yeah, consistency is one of them. I think the responsibility is another, because you could have some guys that are talented, and they could say, like they're not that responsible to eat good or sleep good or take care of their body or practice even more because they know they got the talent and they're cool, like. But I think that this quote maybe sound a little cliche, but hard work can beat talent if the talent fails to work hard.
So just to maximize their potential.
Yes,
by
like why not? Because if you know that your career is from, I don't know, 15 to 20 years max, or maybe more, hopefully, why not to do everything that is in your power to do in these 20 years and be best version of yourself,
Okay.
And third one, I don't know, I'm trying to think now.
To love the game.
Yeah, if you don't love the game, there is no way. Doesn't matter how responsible you are or how talented you are. If you don't love the game, you're not gonna do it.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Toko, it's so interesting. We do it for 5 years together. I try to help you improve your game, but on the other end, I learn also so much from you, and I really like your how you're hungry to learn, your curiosity. From where do you have that kind of things?
Yeah, I think because I tell you how it became. When I was in NBA, I had this feeling that, and I was 21, 22 years old, right? And I had this feeling that I knew everything about basketball. That there is anything you need to know. Like I felt like I knew everything. Like I would not say it was my ego or something, but this just how I was feeling. Like when you are on a top, going from like Spain, Belgium, then going to NBA, it's like, okay, there is no next league than NBA. There are some achievements you want to achieve. Become, I don't know, the sixth man or become an all-star. There's another achievements, but as a league that there is no more than highest. So when I was there, I was like, so this is it. But then when I came to Baskonia in my second year, third year, like I realized how much I grew as a professional, as a person, as a basketball player, as details of the skill-wise, details of the basketball IQ-wise, how much more that I grew.
Sorry, can I stop you here? Can you just tell me, do you think basketball IQ can be developed?
Yeah, I think.
And how did you improve that part?
I think everything is everything came from me starting to play. Because when I was in NBA, I was not playing; I was just watching. But all these things that they're a practice shape. You can practice as much as you want, and you can be in a top shape. But if they put you in a 5-on-5, it's totally different, So once I start to play a lot of games, and I had games that we were up by 20-30, down by 20-30, and a tie game, so when you have this experiences, you try to learn from everything, like if you're up, how do you maintain? If you're down, how would you fight to go get back? If you're a tie game, how would you maintain your focus, until the end? And so all these things that came with the experience, that the first, second, third year, I was like, wow, like now I can see like how much more I understand the basketball, and then I realized, okay, 3 years ago, I thought I knew everything, and now I'm like, I know so much more, and probably there are so much more to learn, So once I realize that, then I'm like, if I see something new, I want to learn. Like I want to at least to observe and analyze if it's gonna be good for me or not. Because of course there are so many teachings that some of them maybe don't even make any sense. Or for someone doesn't, for someone doesn't. So like you not just should take all the information and bad and good or usable and not usable, but you should also be able to analyze, okay, how this information gonna help me, or how this skill gonna help me, or how this gonna help me. So I think once I develop that, then I'm like, I want to learn more. And also, like I said, when I retired or before I retired, I want to teach my kids also that, and as much as I can. So if my ego is big and I'm like, I know anything, I don't want to learn anything, I don't need to learn anything, then like I'm just gonna teach them only what I know, so nothing else. So I want to absorb everything and get as much as usable information as I can.
That's really good. Did you ever work on your mental strength, and what the mental strength, how important do you think it is in the game of basketball? Did you ever did some mental training?
Yes, I did, and it's as important as anything else in basketball, because it doesn't matter how physically strong you are, if you're mentally not there or up there, it's not gonna matter, because like we said, in the highest level of the basketball, the difference is in details, So me and you, we can have same strength and same conditions and same shot or same everything, but if I'm a little bit mentally stronger than you are, that's where I beat you. That's where I have advantage over you. So for me, I did this. I started to do this 3-4 years ago, I think, and before I was like, I don't need this, looking a little bit more skeptical to this matter, But once I tried, and after first, second, third session, I was like, oh, it's really nice. And my advice would be for players that even if you're skeptical, just try 1, 2, 3 times, and you can always stop. I think if it's not gonna help you, it's not gonna be bad for you. It doesn't have any side effects or anything. So my advice would be just try, and you'll see how important it is.
The last thing, advice that you would give to, let's say, to your kids when they will start or they are already playing basketball, but your advice to them or to any other young player?
Yeah, I always like to say these 3 things. That first is know what you want. You gotta know what you want. You gotta have a goal or a dream, right? You gotta know who you wanna be. You're not gonna just do, I'm gonna do this and let's see. No, you gotta have a goal. Then you gotta make a plan how to get there. And when I say plan, it's a daily plan. Like every day, what you need to do to get there, and then execute. And in the end of the day, it's all about how bad you want this. Because even if you have a goal, even if you make a plan, and even if you try to execute, if you don't want it bad enough, this execution, you might say, okay, I did for 3 months in a row. Maybe I take 1 day off or 2 days off. Like it's how bad do you want this? So I think once you have the answers of all these questions or all these things, this is something that's gonna help you to guide to go there. So I would say, have a goal, have a dream, make a plan, execute, and if you want it bad enough, you're gonna get it.
Can you tell people how your holidays look?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's funny at the same time, but it's sometimes it's not. But yeah, I can relax. Like we spoke about this, and even after 10 month season, if I would take 2 weeks max, right? Never more, probably 10 days. But in these 10 days, I can relax. In my mind, it's like, okay, probably someone else is doing something. So I'm like, I need to do something. So even if it's a push-up or even if it's squats with the tables on my shoulder or something, like doesn't matter. I was like, I need to do something. And, this something that it could be good for you, but also like we spoke, no, like mentally you need to be fresh. Also, like you need to know how to relax and being present and enjoy the time, because a little bit more you relax, the fresher and sharper you're gonna be to get that after 10 day or 2 weeks work, But this is just how I am. I'm working on this. I would not say it's a problem, but
yeah, but that
that's how I am.
probably also that is that one of the things that you're here, where you are now.
Yeah, you could say that. And this is just how my mentality is. Like I'm not doing this because someone else said it, or I hear it somewhere, or I read about it somewhere. It's just I did also, but it's just how I am. It's just like consciously, like I'm like, okay, can relax. I don't know.
Yeah. You want to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the end of the day, like we said, when you look back, when you finish your basketball career as a player, and you look back, the worst thing would be if you look back and you say, "Oh, I could have done more and I didn't do it." That's I think for me that's the worst thing. But if you finish and you look back and you said, "I did everything that I could," I think you can live in a peace after that. So I want to live in a peace after that.
Yeah.
Last question, Toko. When, let's say you're in a game, everybody's booing, everybody's cheering, there's so much going on, a lot of stuff, your teammates, the audience, your kids and family. What is going through your mind when the game is tight and the next play is who's gonna win the game?
I think, like we said, mental strength, right? I think that these things on a higher level of basketball, these things not should bother you anymore. Okay.
But what do you feel?
Like calm. You need to be calm. Like calm. Because when your heart rate is high, your adrenaline is running to your body, then it's like or either something like there's no timing, like either you're gonna go too quick or too slow, or overthink, or like. But like I said, everything comes with experience, no? So if you've been there many times, and if you was
how to react.
If you was not relaxed, that you didn't react good, then you learn that, okay, I need to be calm. Like, in the end, it can go only two ways, right? Either you're gonna win, either you're gonna lose. So there is no third way or fourth way or fifth way,
Which is good.
Yeah, but if you think about it, win on one way, okay, we're gonna win this, or try to do everything to win this. Now, like in the end of the day, if you did everything correctly, everything right, and with all the effort, it's a ball and it's a basket. It might go in or it might not. You can live with that. But if you tense, and if you have a fear, if you miss after that, you like, oh, I missed because of this, like because I had fear or because I was stressed. But if you miss after a calm shot and like a wide open shot, and that you need to, in the end of the day, it's like you can live with it now. But like I said, you need to stay calm.
Okay. Thank you.
Toko, I really appreciate you took time for us, and our idea is to spread the mentality, the attitude, and I think you're for sure the right person for all young players, that they can see what is needed for them to get better, to improve. So thank you. for
Thank
your
you,
time.
man. Hopefully, if I inspire just one kid, I'm good with it. No, so that's my goal. And like I said, I'm happy to be here with you guys. And thanks for doing this. Yeah.
Thank you.